Okay, folks, day two with my GoPro Hero 4. I'm going to answer a few questions for people because I've been trying to do some fancy stuff online here, not online, but with my video, and it's sucking. I'm screwing up everything. I tried to play a blues song to show you how good it would sound, and I screwed up, could not play it right. Enough of my fretting and whining. Let me tell you about the Hero 4 today and what I've done. Some things that I've learned. First of all, it does get a little hot. You know how the Hero 3, Hero 3 Plus got hot? This thing gets hot because I guess it's just churning out a whole lot of frames, right? It's making a whole lot of frames. The battery, depending on how fast you're recording, 1080p, 120, it runs out not super fast, but kind of fast. Same thing with 4K 30. The good news is it charges pretty quickly. I've not done a battery test for time yet. And my buddy Rich, I think, is going to do that. I'm going to let him do it. I'm going to maybe chime in next week when Wasabi sends me a battery that's a competitor, or at least an auxiliary type battery to this, or a, what do you call it, alternative battery. I had one fella ask me today, if you shoot in 1080p 60 or you shoot in 1080p 120, does the quality fall off? Well, I will tell you this. I did some math. I shot some 1080p 60 and some 1080p 120, and both of them recorded roughly 60K per frame. That's about the same. I actually drove up down the road and shot some cars going past to see how fast it shot the frames. And of course, you can slow things down more if you shoot at 120 frames per second as opposed to 60, but honestly, the quality is about the same. The one thing I did find, I shot some 1080p in 48 today, and the 48, instead of being 60K per frame, was about 75K per frame. So 1080p 48 is better quality than the 1080p 60 or the 1080p 120. I still think they both look pretty great though. Haven't tried my 1080p 30. Do you know there's actually a 1080p 90 now? I think I will talk some in the future about the various different frame rates. They're going to kind of surprise you. And I think there's plenty of room for firmware updates to give us additional frame rates and stuff. I'm still surprised they didn't give us 720p at 240 frames per second. You still got the WGA at 240, which you had on the Hero 3s, which was kind of useless unless you're out in really bright sun. I did go out and shoot some more 30 frame per second 4K today. It looks really great. I went out back and shot the big head thing, what's called metamorphosis, at Whitehall Park in Charlotte. And the video I've looked at looks superb. I will tell you this, I shot some time lapses last night and you've seen those. They looked pretty excellent. I thought I'd do the same sort of thing, just shoot less time per frame out at about dusk. I was going to get one of those shots where you like sit on a bridge over the interstate, you know, and you get all the lights coming. I was going to get them all lined up. Well, I had the thing set in night mode. I forgot to take it out of night mode. Every single frame was pure white. It had so overexposed that I had a whole bunch of white frames. And I sat on the bridge looking like a terrorist that was going to throw rocks on people for absolutely nothing. So I'm giving up tonight, folks. All I'm here to tell you is so far, so good. I'm getting more used to the menus. The menus do make more sense than I thought they did originally. And I may do a video maybe tomorrow night or something if there's not one out there already that's just a superior video that shows how to navigate through everything. So that's coming too. I'm going to try to answer a number of questions people have had. This is a lot of fun. It does shoot good, high quality, high frame rate video. It does open some new doors, and I totally love the starry stuff at night. That's what I'm going to use this for a lot. It's worth more than a whole lot. You know, it does a lot of other great things. I'm going to be doing a lot more slow-mo video, and you know, it's going to look great when I go out to Linville Gorge with this, and I can catch a waterfall in 4K. Now, let me bring up this question right quick. I don't want this video to run on tremendously long, but there's been some talk today on some of the comments about, well, who needs 4K anyway? 4K, you know, if your end product is YouTube, I agree. YouTube can't handle 4K. YouTube, it sucks. It looks terrible. Some of my pristine, beautiful 4K video, just like always, you put it on YouTube, it looked a muddy mess there yesterday. And so some of my buddies said, hey, Tony, it looks like crap. Well, it looks great on the screen. Fantastic. So I am going to shoot a lot in 4K because I know that is the future. As I go into places that I don't know if I'm going to be able to hike back into again because I'm getting old, I'm going to be shooting as high quality as I possibly can, 4K 30 to save my memories. I don't know how many more times with my knees the way they are that I'm going to be, digging it down into the Linville Gorge. I'll still be ridge running, I guess, for a good many years, but I'm going to try to back off on some of the rough terrain. And this little baby's going to help me save the memories of the absolute awesomeness of all the places that I like to go. So yeah, it's worth it. It's worth it to, you know how 4K at 15 frames per second, if you had the old black, it's a little choppy looking, still look pretty good. This looks really good. It's really high quality video. I will say this, you got the one button thing, like if I want to push this red button right now, I've got it set to automatically record. So I'm going to do that for you right here in front of you. And see how long it takes to come on and start recording. I got the beeps turned off. Did it start? I saw the red light flash. Okay, now Rich, Cove, and I were talking about this yesterday. So right now, just then, it just recorded the first frame. Yeah. So right now we're recording. Rich was saying how awesome is that? You're gonna be able to push one button, it's gonna start. Well, yeah, but it takes longer for it to start recording than it did to push the front button and then press the top button. I swear, I think it takes longer for this to start recording than it did when you just push the mode button in the front and it popped up right quick and you start recording. It is one button though. You don't have to reach around and push two buttons. So that is one kind of cool thing. So there you go, folks. That's just a few more thoughts tonight. All I can say, good quality. And I'm going to do a number of different experiments people have asked me for. I just don't have it in me tonight. I'm wore out. And I'm ticked off because I wanted to put some blues out and I just sucked. I'll rebound though. I'll play some good blues here soon. I want you to hear how nice it does sound, the audio, if it's EQ'd well. Peace to everyone. Keep watching. I'll do better than tonight, I promise, in the future. Y'all take it easy.